Will the audience please rise for the academic procession with Faculty Marshal Professor David Kiefer carrying the mace and Faculty Marshal Jill Irie, Master of Ceremonies. Montgomery College 50th Anniversary Class, the 1997 graduates. Those students wearing gold stoles are members of Phi Theta Kappa, the National Honor Society for two-year colleges. Those wearing gold cords are students graduating with honors. Continuing Education Student Leader Alexander Bell. Continuing Education Dean Connie Cox. Continuing Education Graduates. Germantown Campus Student Leader Mohammed Kostani. Germantown Campus Dean of Student Development Dr. Harry Harden Jr. Germantown Campus Graduates. Rockville Campus Student Leader Etienne Tekugang. Rockville Campus Dean of Student Development Kathy Newman. Rockville Campus Graduates. Tacoma Park Student Leader Daniel Pezimino. Dean of Student Development, Dr. Mickey Carlson. Tacoma Park graduates. Germantown and Continuing Education faculty and staff, led by Dr. Robert Coley. Rockville faculty and staff led by Dr. Flo Ashby. Tacoma Park faculty and staff led by Dr. Bob Wiley. Montgomery College administrators led by Dean Paula Matuski. Board of Trustees Scholar, Apprenticeship, Ms. Lori G. Messenger. Board of Trustees Scholar, Germantown Campus, Ms. Sepeda Ghazi. Board of Trustees Scholar, Rockville Campus, Ms. Linda Lee DeCamp. Board of Trustees Scholar, Tacoma Park Campus, Ms. Rebecca Sue Wareham. Faculty Council Chair, Germantown, Mr. Andrew Nelson. Faculty Council Chair, Tacoma Park, Ms. Gail Jenkins. Director, Godelski Institute, Mr. George Payne. Vice Chair, Staff Senate, Ms. Kathy Giovanetti. Provost for Continuing Education, Dr. Percy Thomas. Provost, Tacoma Park Campus, Dr. Haja Wheeler. Provost, Rockville Campus, Dr. Floyd Cumberbatch. Chair, 50th Anniversary Steering Committee, Mr. James S. Culp. Honorary degree candidate, Ms. Betty Mae Kramer. honorary degree candidate, the Honorable Sidney Kramer. Honorary degree candidate, Ms. Martha Godelski. Delegate, State of Maryland, the Honorable Carol S. Petzold. Delegate, State of Maryland, the Honorable Nancy K. Kopp. Delegate, State of Maryland, the Honorable Henry B. Heller. Senator, State of Maryland, the Honorable Gene Rosser. Montgomery College trustee, Dr. Owen D. Nichols. Montgomery College trustee, Dr. Robert E. Schonenberg. Montgomery College trustee, Dr. Norman Loxley. Montgomery College trustee, Mr. Edward R. Lehman. Second Vice Chair, Montgomery College Board of Trustees, Dr. Mary E. Cothran. Chair, Montgomery College Board of Trustees, Mr. William W. Gadea.
Stacy.
President, Montgomery College Alumni Association, Mr. Stacy T. Wood. Chief Administrative Officer, Montgomery College, Dr. Charlene R. Nunley. Pastor, Sharp Street United Methodist Church, Mr. George E. Hackey, Jr. Executive Director, Maryland Southern Christian Leadership Conference, Reverend James C. Moon. Governor, State of Maryland, the Honorable Paris S. Glendenning. President, Montgomery College, Dr. Robert E. Perilla. Dr. Noreen Line, Provost, Germantown. Our honored speaker, Ms. Marion Wright Edelman, President of the Children's Defense Fund.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing while Dr. Molly Donnelly sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, give proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning and welcome on this gorgeous day. My name is Jill Irie, Faculty Marshal of Commencement, Professor and Coordinator of Interior Design. On behalf of all my colleagues on the platform and throughout the college community, I am delighted to welcome all of you to the 1997 college-wide commencement. It has been many years since the college held one commencement for all of its 3 campuses and continuing education. The board, faculty, and staff welcome this opportunity to celebrate all of the graduates together today and to thank their families and for their contributions to each graduate's success. Now will the audience please remain standing for the invocation by Reverend James C. Moon, Executive Director of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference of Maryland.
Almighty God, under whose protective ozonic skies we gather this morning, we've come to witness your blessings upon these graduates at the first college-wide commencement exercises. May the fruits of their labor further enhance the beauty of this nation that is endowed by its Constitution. And as they are so blessed, let them remember their fellow man, women, and children who may be the apex of destitution. When that moment arrives, they too can express God's will with virtue that renders his grace and mercies by lifting the cup of salvation and call upon his name. We ask the blessings upon these institutions, the president, the administrators, faculty, staff, and support persons. May they continue to nurture these blessings with good health as they mold the minds of students for the 21st century. Finally, dear God, we ask that we be thankful for the 50 years of sustained growth and expansion of Montgomery College. The future is bright, for it is written, and I will bring the blind by the way they knew not. I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them, and crooked things straight. These things will do unto them, and not forsake them. Amen.
It is my honor to introduce Mr. Michael Gilday, Chair of the Board of Trustees, to acknowledge special guests.
Ask him to sit down. Ask him to be seated. Please be seated. Students, families, guests, friends, and members of the Montgomery College community, thank you for helping to celebrate the great achievements of the class of 1997 and the 50th anniversary of Montgomery College. And I can assure you, by the time we finish today's event, we will be well into the next 50 years. The platform guests have been introduced to you during the processional, and I thank each one of you for joining us here today. In our audience, I would like to also acknowledge the following groups: members of the Montgomery County Council, members of the Maryland House of Delegates and State Senate, members of the Montgomery College Alumni Association Board of Governors, members of the Montgomery College Anniversary Steering Committee, members of the Montgomery College Foundation Board of Directors, and Board of Trustees and faculty emeriti. Thank you all for joining us. The staff of Montgomery College demonstrates an extraordinary commitment to our students, supporting instruction, student services, maintenance, and central administration. We deeply thank each of you for your tremendous service, you provide. We at Montgomery College are also extremely fortunate and blessed to have a highly qualified faculty who are renowned as scholars in their fields and as outstanding teachers in their classrooms. They are recognized as among the best in the nation. The quality of our faculty has been highlighted by the recent selection of Dr. Judy Ackerman, Professor and Chair of Mathematics at Rockville, as Outstanding Faculty of the Year by the American Association of Community College Trustees. And the naming of Dr. Myrna Goldenberg, Professor of English, as the 1996 Outstanding Faculty in the nation. They are but two among the 500 full-time professors and hundreds of part-time faculty whose dedication to our students we acknowledge today. Will the entire faculty please stand and be recognized? Finally, I would like to acknowledge our most important guests here today, the families and friends of our graduating class. You have helped to make this day possible for the 1,500 students who will be receiving degrees and certificates this year. You too should please stand and be recognized.
I am now honored to present the president of Montgomery College, Dr. Robert E. Parilla. Dr. Parilla, it is the vision of your leadership that has created the potential for success for each student today. Thank you.
Congratulations to this wonderful class of 1997. Today is a momentous occasion in your lives and an historic one in the life of Montgomery College. In 1946, a year after the end of World War II, it was a time in our history of tremendous loss, but also of great new opportunity. There were 9 dedicated faculty and staff who began a new experiment in higher education, which ultimately became your college. 186 men and women made up that very first class. Many of them were World War II veterans experiencing their own tragedies and triumphs. But it is doubtful that they could have envisioned the world that you face today, the excitement it holds, the educational requirements that you must fulfill, and the tremendous possibilities that await you. Today you gather with your fellow students from all 3 campuses in continuing education, celebrating together in honor of the college's 50th anniversary and its 50th commencement exercise. Our student body is vastly different than it was in 1946. It's grown to more than 20,000 students, and as you can see to my left and to your right, the impressive collection of flags that represent 150 nations which are represented in our student body. Montgomery College is fortunate to be part of a new global culture that expands our learning, enriches our life experiences, and elevates our professional opportunities. Although our student population, our curricula, our teaching methods have changed since 1946, one aspect remains constant. Montgomery College still stands as an enduring symbol of opportunity. Its doors are open to all who seek higher education, who seek the opportunity for a better life, and who wish to contribute to building a better community and a better world. Some of you entered Montgomery College with impressive previous academic records, unshakable confidence, and a clear vision of your goals. Still, you came here and discovered that college is hard work and that the MC faculty have high standards. Others of you spoke no English when you arrived. Still others discovered you needed to take remedial math or English courses before you began your college work. Some of you were faced with what seemed then to be insurmountable obstacles, perhaps in money or language barriers or academic preparation or other concerns, and perhaps the feeling that you might not make it. But you did make it. The degree you will receive here today and the knowledge and confidence you leave with today are, in the words of our guest speaker's motivational and inspirational book, true measures of your success. Those who have gone before you shared these challenges. Today, our past students perform on Broadway. They hold elected office. They are technicians, tradespeople, and master crafts workers. They practice medicine and law. They teach our children. They run our businesses. And they are the volunteers that ensure the future of our neighborhoods and our community. You are among them with your own stories of challenge and success. You are the measure of our success, and you will always be a part of the Montgomery College faculty. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to invite a very special guest, the Honorable Paris Clendening, Maryland's 59th governor, to bring greetings to you today. Mr. Clendening is himself a graduate of a community college and a great friend of Maryland's community colleges. As a matter of fact, just last month, he was named by the American Association of Community Colleges as the outstanding community college alumni in the nation. Paris Clendening has devoted almost 30 years to public service. He served on the Hyattsville City Council, then the Prince George's County Council, and then the Prince George's County Executive for 12 years. Most of us know the governor as an educator by profession. He taught at the University of Maryland College Park for more than 25 years, a committed school volunteer for more than 10 years, and several times a month, one can still find him working in the library of University Park Elementary School. Because of his commitment to education, although the state budget only grew by 3%, this year state spending on education will grow by 8%. In addition, under Governor Clendening's leadership, the funding formula for Maryland's community colleges was revised, giving Maryland community colleges a substantial increase in state funding. Governor Clendening has gone to considerable lengths to be part of our program today and to participate in this great occasion with you, our students. It's his hope to stay with us through the ceremony, but if he has to leave, Mr. Governor, we appreciate your being with us today. Thank you.
Dr. Perella, thank you so very much, and thank you not just for the invitation to be here today, but for the wonderful work that you have done for this institution for the last 17 years. I think we ought to give our president a hand here as well for his leadership. We also note and thank our guest speaker here, Marian Wright Edelman, who in fact just flew in from elsewhere to be with us today, and we appreciate that extra effort. Let me say to everyone, happy anniversary, and especially to the graduates. You are the 50th class to graduate from this institution. It is part of the history of this state, and you are also, in such a significant way, a part of our future. And I wanted to come by this morning and spend as much time as we can here this morning because of how much this means in terms of Montgomery County, the state of Maryland, and how much it means to you. Symbolically, the 50th class, but also individually, you do represent our future. Let me note that just last weekend I had the occasion to share another commencement exercise at Morgan State University with President Clinton. And as the president addressed that audience, he made the observation as well when he said when he looked out there into the students in the audience, what he saw was a tremendous change in our society, a change which says that we will in fact advance not based on birth or background, but based on our ability and our commitment in education. And that's exactly why we're here and what we see here today and all over the state and indeed all over the nation. I might mention, by the way, as an aside, that that was the second visit to the president to Maryland to talk about education in fairly short order. And as my colleagues, the state legislators, will remember, he came to Annapolis just recently to talk about education. There was a funny incident that occurred during that little visit. After his discussion, he stopped and said that he wanted to go have lunch. And we walked down the streets of Annapolis, and as we were walking down there, we passed a bookstore, and he said he wanted to pop in there for a second and look at some books. It was one of these rare and old books shops. And as he did so, he started putting some books up by the cash register, and the owner came over and said to me, Governor, what are we going to do? It looks like the president is getting ready to buy some books. And I said, well, I don't know, I'm not a protocol officer, but I guess you treat him just the way you do any other customer. What would you normally do? And he said, well, normally I would say cash, check, or credit card. And so I said, I think that's exactly what you do. And so a little bit later, the president came up and actually bought about a half a dozen books. And the owner looks over at me, I guess for reassurance, looks up at the president and says, Mr. President, cash, check, or credit card? The president reaches in his pocket and says, I'll use some plastic. And he pulls out his credit card and he gives it to the owner. The owner looks at the credit card, looks up at the president, looks back down at the credit card, and I said to myself, oh my gosh, he's going to ask for identification. Because you see, I told him to do exactly what he normally does. But in any case, I think he was just awed by the fact that the president actually had a credit card that said Bill Clinton on it. But in any case, has nothing to do with here today except a kind of a fun thought that goes through my mind whenever we talk about the president coming here to speak for education. Let me just note very quickly, very briefly, I'm honored to be here, and as a graduate of a community college, I know what this means to you. You are the 50th class. I was fortunate, in fact, to be the first graduating class from a community college where I attended. I would also tell you I was the first one in my family, like many of you, the first one in my family ever to go to college. And the doors that were open for me in terms of going on to advanced degrees, going on as a teacher for 27 years and county executive and now governor, those doors were the exact same doors that are here, and that is the door of education provided by Montgomery College. I know that this is a very special day for all of you. I want to applaud you individually. Let me also, if I might, applaud your parents and your teachers and your spouses, individuals who bullied you, badgered you, pleaded, nudged you, supported you, and occasionally maybe even gave you a good, quick, swift kick, but always had faith in you that you would be here today. For the graduates, I think we ought to give those parents, those spouses, and those teachers who helped so much a hand, if we might as well. Let me also just real quickly tell you that a word of unsolicited advice, and that is I hope you remember from whence you came. One of the sad things is to see people go out and do well and to forget as they do so that people have reached out and extended a hand for people to move up. And I hope that you can remember as you move up to reach back into your community, to reach back, in fact, into this wonderful institution of education and give a hand to help others move up as well. This is going to be a very challenging time. It's excitement in this country and in this world, and great things facing us. It is also challenging in terms of the constant need for education. It used to be that you would graduate with a particular degree, and that was over, and you would go into a career and largely settle down. In today's world, education is a lifelong process, and those who do not keep up with that lifelong process are in fact going to see life pass them by. I urge that this be not a commencement, not a graduation as an end, but a commencement to an entire process of education. It's also a major challenge in terms of technology, and we're going to have to make absolutely sure that everyone is constantly prepared for the rapid pace of technological change around us. That's why we see our colleges, our universities, and especially the community colleges as an opportunity for constant re-education in technology. Let me just lastly make a personal plea. I would urge that the best and brightest of you here consider seriously entering public service. When I say entering public service, when I grew up, our national leaders talked about serving your country, your state, and your community. And I'm talking about people such as John Kennedy, or Adlai Stevenson, or Hubert Humphrey, or Martin Luther King. And I know today the fad is not to talk about that type of public service as being a noble career, but it is. We, in fact, need our best and brightest here. We need the best and brightest in this audience, the best and brightest of our graduates, working, if you will, to solve the challenges that face us. We need people to go forth and help with the protection of the Chesapeake Bay. We need our best people to help move Maryland from being a cancer state to being a healthy state. We need our best out there working with our children so that they can have the future. We need our best engineers working on the future like the Meglev. And we need our best people making our communities safe. Perhaps more than anything else, and this is indeed my favorite, we need our best in our classrooms. And those among you who are indeed the best and brightest, I hope you see your future in teaching, because indeed there's nothing that I have enjoyed more other than watching my own family grow up than to have the opportunity to teach for all these years. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, it's a challenging world. Are we going to be able to do this, and are we going to be able to do that well? Let me ask you to keep things in perspective. You have gotten here because of hard work. You have gotten here because of commitment. And if you keep that perspective, you will indeed do very, very well. I'll close with a quick story to help remind you to keep that perspective. You know, the story is told about the young co-ed over at the University of Maryland at College Park back in the 1970s who, during what we called the annual burning of the campus in those days, wrote her parents a letter. And the letter went something like this. It said, "Dear Mom and Dad, I'm sorry to be so long in writing, but all the stationery was destroyed the day the demonstrators burned down our dorm. Please don't worry about where I'm living. That kind boy Bill has offered to share his apartment with me. I know you've always wanted to be grandparents, and so you'll be pleased to know that you will in 2 months' time." New paragraph. "Please don't worry about the above. Practice in English composition. There was no fire. I'm not pregnant, but I did receive a C in chemistry and a D in French, and I want to be sure you receive the news in the proper perspective." Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. Keep that perspective of your future, and you're going to do fine, and this state will do fine. Thank you so very much.
Mr. Michael W. Gilday, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of Montgomery College, will now present the Silver Medallion, one of the college's highest honors.
Governor Glendenning, on behalf of the trustees throughout the state, let me also add my thanks for your strong support of education generally and specifically for the community colleges of this state. And, you know, I was at the University of Maryland back in the 70s. I think I knew that co-ed when she was. Montgomery College has many traditions that honor its academic heritage and recognize those whose volunteer service contributes so substantially to this great institution. I am now honored to bestow upon the 50th Anniversary Steering Committee Chairman, James S. Culp, the college's highest award, the Silver Medallion. This medallion is awarded to Mr. Culp in tribute to the countless hours he has devoted to the college and to the community volunteers who helped him plan and carry out this year-long 50th anniversary celebration. Dozens of events, including a National Diversity Conference, the State of the County Chamber of Commerce address delivered by our president, Dr. Perilla, literary conferences, the Smithsonian Lecture Series, the dedication of the High Technology Center at Germantown, the academic convocation, the alumni weekend and gala, and so many more, reminds us all of the college's extraordinary impact on the citizens and businesses of Montgomery County, and we pay tribute to Jim for pulling this all together. Jim, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'd like to present you with the Silver Medallion. And the resolution that the board has passed, the resolve reads, the Board of Trustees extends its greatest appreciation and sincerest thanks to Mr. Culp for his outstanding contribution of time, talent, and leadership to Montgomery College, its students, and the community, and in recognition of that contribution bestows the Silver Medallion upon Mr. James Culp. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You want to say a word?
I'm deeply moved by this award and wish to thank all the faculty and staff of this great institution for making it possible. But most importantly, I want to wish each and every graduate of Montgomery College Godspeed. And I would like to ask one of you to step forward for the next 50th year chairman, and we'll be celebrating that before you know it. Thank you very much.
The Board of Trustees Scholars Award for each of the 3 campuses was designed to recognize campuses and continuing education valedictorians. Graduating nominees have met rigid criteria, including maintaining a cumulative grade point average of 4.0. Scholars receive a board citation and a cash award to be applied to future tuition or educational purposes of their choice. Mr. Michael Gilday will now present the Continuing Education Board of Trustees Scholar.
I'll do the layman tribute right now. Before I make that presentation to Lori, let me also recognize one of our fellow members of the Board of Trustees. The Board of Trustees share a unique partnership with the President of Montgomery College. We provide general guidance and advice for the governance of this institution. We work with the President in developing, reviewing, refining, and implementing key academic, operating, and public policies affecting the college. Members of the Board of Trustees are appointed by the Governor for a 6-year term, and they serve without compensation. They literally invest hundreds of hours during their terms of office in service to Montgomery College. Today's commencements will sadly be the last one attended by one of the Board of Trustees' most prominent members. He has provided this institution with 8 years of distinguished, dedicated, and productive service. He has been a trusted advisor, a caring mentor, a respected and valued colleague, and an innovative visionary during his tenure as a board member and as chairman of this board in 1994 and 95. He too will be awarded the Silver Medallion at his last monthly board meeting in June. In gratitude for his commitment to this state's finest community college and his work to make it even better, please join me in an ovation of appreciation for my very good friend, Mr. Edward R. Lehman. Thank you, Ed. The Board of Trustees Scholars from Continuing Education is Miss Lori G. Messinger. Ms. Messenger is completing her 4-year apprenticeship program in the electrical trades. In addition, she has earned a certificate in the building trades technology curriculum. She has maintained a 4.0 grade point average while working for the Department of Defense at Fort Meade. Ms. Messenger is held in high regard by her peers and instructors in the classroom, as well as on the job as a model career electrician. It is my honor to bestow on her the Trustees Award for Continuing Education. Lori, I have both a plaque and, most importantly, an award for your continuing education. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
Good morning. It is an honor for me to be able to address all of you. When I began my studies here 4 years ago, I never imagined that I would be standing in front of all of you. I am very proud to be here. It brings me great pleasure to tell you a little bit about what the Godowski Institute for Technical Education and Montgomery College mean to me. I have to say, if anything, this college has kept me really busy for the last several years. In combination with my electrical apprenticeship studies, I have been attending evening credit courses in pursuit of an associate's degree in the Building Trades Technology program. Today, I am receiving a certificate for that program, as well as a completion certificate for the apprenticeship program. This has been made possible because many of the apprenticeship courses transfer over as college credit courses. This has saved me many hours of taking part-time evening courses. I have also served as student representative on the Apprenticeship and Technical Training Advisory Committee. This has been a wonderful experience for me because it allowed me to be the voice for my fellow students to the committee and the voice to the students from the committee. When I first began my studies here, I noticed that the curriculum consisted of many trades courses, as well as English, speech, and many, many, many math courses, from basic math through physics. I thought to myself, what do I need all these classes for? I'm here to learn electrical theory to assist me with my on-the-job training to become an electrician. Through the first 2 years of this program, I asked myself that same question as I sat through each of these classes. Finally, it dawned on me how relevant these classes are to the trades. Math is the backbone of all the work I perform, and English and speech have allowed me to communicate effectively with the customer, resulting in achieving a different perspective from the customer as to what a tradesperson really is. I have realized that the blue-collar workers in our society continue to get a bad name as being handy but not well educated. Montgomery College, because of its curriculum, will help make the undereducated handyman image disappear. As technology is continually advancing, the tradesperson must advance as well. My fellow apprentices and I are the future tradespeople of our society. We leave here with both the technical and academic skills we need to be successful and to better serve the community. We are all especially grateful to Mr. Kidd for all his mind-boggling questions and waiting patiently for our answers, Mr. Burrow for giving us hands-on experience, and Mr. Kruger, who took us from basic math through physics and made some kind of sense out of it for all of us. Our employers, our co-workers, the staff, and the faculty at the college also contributed to making this day possible for us. Thank you all.
Dr. Robert Schoenberg will now present the Germantown Board of Trustees Scholar.
The Board of Trustees Scholar from the Germantown campus is Ms. Sepida Ghazi. Ms. Ghazi is a general studies major and a member of Phi Beta Kappa, has maintained a 4.0 average throughout her career at Montgomery College. She plans to continue her education this fall at George Washington University in engineering. Ms. Ghazi is married, the mother of an 8-year-old, and an active volunteer in her child's school. Our congratulations to you. We have here a check for you and a plaque, and we hope that you will keep both of them in an honored place. Thank you.
Good morning, honored guests, faculty, staff, fellow graduates, friends, and family. I am truly honored to receive this special award. Of course, none of this would have been possible without the support of my family, friends, and most importantly, my professors. First, I'd like to thank my wonderful parents who are back home in Iran. Mom, Dad, thank you for believing in me and being my first and best teachers in life. Today is my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Second, I'd like to thank my dear husband, Farhad. Because of your continuous support, love, and dedication, I could pursue my goals and dreams. Thank you. I love you. Next, I'd like to thank my son, Farzan, and also my best friend in life, my sister, Dr. Lily Ghazai, and my younger brother, Amir Pasha, for their encouragement and support. I love you all. Farzan, my son, dreams can eventually come true with hard work. I'd also like to thank my wonderful friends and relatives who mean so much to me. Last but not least, my special thanks go to the Montgomery College and the excellent faculty and staff. Montgomery College enabled me to find a better me. Attending Montgomery College has been the most significant educational experience in my life this far. I'd like to thank each and every one of my professors who provided the best education for me and my classmates. I'd like to extend my special thanks to Dr. Harden, Professor Gary Coley, Dr. Erickson, Professor Joan Naik, Professor Chet Pryor, Professor Richard Tomsuden, and Madame Domajou. I strongly believe that the ability of thinking critically, communicating effectively, and judging wisely is the most important tool for advancement. I now have this special tool because of taking classes with these great professors, especially Professor Gary Coley and Professor Joan Naik. I'll always treasure the valuable lessons that I learned in your classes. I'd like to express my special gratitude to Dr. Bob Coley. It was an honor to have the best chemistry professor on earth. Last but not least, thank you, Professor Harry Zarin. Because of Professor Zarin's constant encouragement and guidance, I stand before you as a graduate today. I am sure that my fellow graduates agree that because of our strong foundation and knowledge, we are ready and able for more learning. In closing, I'd like to share a quote with you. Success is a journey, not a destination. I chose Montgomery College for my journey of success, and I am very proud and grateful for all the valuable lifelong lessons that I've learned in Montgomery College. Congratulations, fellow graduates, and my very best wishes for all of you. Thank you.
Dr. Norman Loxley will now present the Rockville Campus Board of Trustees Scholar.
Board of Trustees Scholar from the Rockville campus is Ms. Linda Lee DeCamp, a General Studies major and member of Phi Theta Kappa, graduating with a 4.0 grade point average. She works part-time at Pilgrim United Church of Christ and volunteers on the Parish Care Committee. After graduation, she would like to pursue studies in art. Ms. DeCamp lives in Rockville with her husband and daughter, both teachers. Her son is a sophomore at Salisbury State University.
Thank you.
Congratulations. From the Board of Trustees for a remarkable record.
Thank you. Good morning. As I look out at all of you, my fellow graduates, I see diversity among us, but we have shared a common goal, to earn a diploma, and we have been successful. Every member of the class of '97 is a success, and each of our stories is a little different. My pursuit of a college degree following high school graduation in 1959 was long delayed, and to my regret, my love for art also lay dormant. And then, 5 years ago, I knew the time had come to answer my inner call. I enrolled at Montgomery College, and the experience has been both daunting and exhilarating, for it has been quite challenging. As a returning student, I have appreciated the excellence of many instructors, including the dedication of my art professor, Ken Conley, who has encouraged my artistic growth and given me a broader appreciation of art. Neither can I forget Mr. Silverglit, who so aptly and patiently taught me college math, a subject I thought I could never enjoy, but did, and also Dr. Molly Morris, who loves science and conveys this so well to all her students. Now, as I look to the future, as we all do, I think what direction to take in the time ahead. Learning has to be a part of it, for it is in the growing of our minds and in the expression of our talents that we succeed in creating a reservoir of happiness within ourselves. My years at Montgomery College have shown me that. American culture dictates seeking goals, which push us toward achievement and success, but we can become convinced that the achievement of a goal is the reward and forget that the process, the journey while getting there, is life itself. We all wish for financial independence, yet I'm convinced that money of itself is not the answer to success. Achieving a prestigious job is a worthy goal in today's society, but in my mind, more indicative of success is the way that job is done. Each of us has within us an inner being. It has been called a conscience, but is perhaps better expressed as the essence of the best we can be. We know it. We know when we have given our best and when we have not. Helen Keller was both blind and deaf, but she achieved remarkable accomplishments in her lifetime. She believed that one should not let the much that one cannot do stand in the way of the little that one can do. It's easy to think that our small contributions don't make a difference, but they do. I have often felt the presence of a greater spirit working through a friend or stranger, bringing me help when I have been in great need. And when I have responded to my inner being and reached out to others, it has filled me with joy. That kind of joy translates into success because it reflects the best within ourselves. Our graduation today is the realization of our common goal. Let us remember to make it fully a success by incorporating it into a lifetime of weaving our accomplishments into love and service to others. Then we can know the true meaning of success.
Dr. Owen Nichols will now present the Tacoma Park Campus Board of Trustees Scholar.
I am pleased to introduce the Board of Trustees Scholar from the Tacoma Park campus, Ms. Rebecca Sue Wareham, a nursing major graduating with a 4.0 grade point average. By entering the nursing profession, she is following in her mother's footsteps. Ms. Wareham attributes her success at Montgomery College to the small class size, personal interaction, and high-quality instruction. Ms. Wareham and her husband live in Germantown. And now, on behalf of the board, I present her with this plaque and this monetary award, and congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nichols and the Board of Trustees, for this award and for the honor of speaking at graduation. Congratulations to all my nursing classmates and to all the graduates. I know you are as excited as I am to be finally finished. Michelle, it's been great to go through both years of nursing school with you, always in the same clinical group. And Diane, no heckling. It's not easy to be up here in front of thousands of people. Jonathan, Mom, and Dad, can you believe I'm done? Giving a speech on the importance of a community college education at the joint commencement on the 50-year anniversary of Montgomery College is quite exciting, and what an honor. But I must admit, I am a little nervous. I've never spoken in front of this many people before. I would like to express my gratitude to my many instructors who encouraged me on this 2-year journey. It can be quite emotional to think of all that our class has been through together. In fact, when I was practicing my speech, I was brought to tears when I thought of all the people that supported me. Education at a community college is important to me for several reasons. First, it has given me the practical skills I need to go out into the working world and find a better paying job. Second, it has given me self-confidence that I have the skills to do a good job. And third, a community college offers an education that is affordable. Before I tell you about my experience at Montgomery College, I'd like to tell you a little about myself. I'm originally from a small town in Pennsylvania called Hamburg. I came down to Maryland in 1989 after graduating from high school to attend a private 4-year college to study nursing. As you heard, my mother is a nurse, and I figured that I should be one too. I started out in the nursing program, just studying the prerequisite courses, and ended up switching majors a couple of times. After 3 years, feeling very frustrated, I dropped out because I could no longer afford the tuition, and I did not seem to be going anywhere with my education. A couple of years later, I decided that I really did want to be a nurse, and I enrolled in the nursing program at Montgomery College. Right away, I noticed a difference in the nursing program. In lectures, we dove right into the nursing material. Our classes were smaller, making it much easier for the instructors to give each student more attention. Our on-campus lab sessions, where we learned the nursing skills, were groups of 6 to 8 students. By the 3rd or 4th week of starting out in the nursing program, we were already in the hospital setting, putting to use our beginning nursing skills. When I was attending the 4-year college, the nursing students were not in the hospital till the 3rd and 4th years, making it much more difficult to decide if this is the profession they wanted to devote years of their life to. The nursing instructors are all well educated and were able to offer years of experience to the material they taught us. Not only were the technical nursing skills taught and emphasized, but at times even more important were the use of communication and therapeutic touch emphasized. The people that we take care of the patients that we took care of are people with feelings and concerns, not just a diagnosis and an IV or a wound to take care of. The nursing instructors were also interested in us as students. I'll never forget being so scared about giving my very first injection to a real person. I told Gwen Maples, my first clinical instructor, about how scared I was, and she gave me the encouragement I needed to do it. She was right there by my side as I went into the patient's room, and after I had given the injection, she was the first to tell me what a great job I had done. My clinical instructor during my 2nd year was Phyllis Luckenbaugh, and on many occasions, she would ask me if I could remember back to when I first started working with IVs or doing tube feedings, and how far I had come, and how confident I was now. She would often tell me, "Becky, you are a wonderful nurse and are doing a great job." This is the kind of experience that I had on many occasions with different instructors at Montgomery College. The support and encouragement I received from my instructors Gwen, Joey, Phyllis, Trudy, and Mark was very meaningful and gave me the strength I needed at times to stick with the program and to do a great job. In closing, I would like to wish to all the graduates success in their new careers. I would like to thank Montgomery College for providing me with an excellent education, my nursing instructors for their care and commitment, my husband Jonathan for his constant love and support, and God for giving me a mind to learn. Thank you.
Today we celebrate Montgomery College's 50th commencement ceremonies, honoring all those who have walked across our campus stages since 1946, taught in our classrooms, or worked in offices ranging from financial aid to finance to facilities on behalf of the Montgomery College students. In honor of the significance of this event, we present very special degrees to 4 individuals who have played a central role in the college's continuing success. President Robert E. Perillo will now confer the honorary degrees.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present Ms. Martha Kudelski for the honorary degree of Associate in Arts in Public Service.
Mrs. Kudelski, distinguished philanthropist and community citizen, your advocacy for this college and its mission has resulted in extraordinary accomplishments. Your public commitment to the concept of technical education and our Technical Institute, dedicated to the trades and technologies, gave others the motivation and confidence to invest in its establishment. You championed a model that now attracts national and worldwide attention, and most importantly, has encouraged hundreds of students to pursue rewarding careers in the trades and technologies. Your support has lasting value and widespread impact on many other areas of the college. You've helped others understand the importance and value of private sector support, and you've encouraged others to echo this example in the arts, in the sciences, and through scholarships. You've been an ardent and vocal supporter of Montgomery College, its faculty, and its students. You've championed our special mission of community colleges and helped others understand its impact on the community. You've had immeasurable and invaluable impact on our county and state, our children, and our communities. You have generously and selflessly funded important projects in science, technology, the arts, health, and education. Through your leadership, support of public broadcasting series, of children's programs, for hospitals, for research centers, for the Strathmore Arts Center, for the Maryland School of Art and Design, and scores of important causes, you have touched the lives of each of us and made us and our community better for it. I am immensely pleased to be able to recommend you for this honorary degree.
By the authority invested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Maryland, I confer this honorary associate degree of public service on Martha Kudelski, who has, with diligence and honor, served Montgomery College and the community. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the President, the faculty, and staff, it is with gratitude and pleasure that I award this degree with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto. Congratulations, Mrs. Kudelski.
Thank you. This indeed makes me very proud. It just keeps me in the same mood of happiness that Montgomery College continues to give to all the graduates. Congratulations to all the graduates today.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present Mrs. Betty Mae Kramer and the Honorable Sidney Kramer for the honorary degrees of Associate of Arts in Public Service.
Mrs. Betty Mae Kramer, a respected community leader and Montgomery College advocate, through your commitment to public service and the community and the college have reaped significant and long-lasting benefits. Your leadership of the Executive Ball for the Arts and your selection of Montgomery College to be its first beneficiary launched the first Artist in Residence endowment for Montgomery College, which is indeed a rare gift among community colleges nationally. Your example has led to increasing visibility for the arts, continued private sector support, and most importantly, new learning opportunities for our students and community. The Honorable Sidney Kramer, distinguished public leader and Montgomery College supporter, your public commitment to the concept of a technical institute dedicated to the trades and technologies gave the private sector the motivation and confidence to invest in its establishment. You envisioned a model that now attracts national and worldwide interest. You've championed the special mission of community colleges and helped others understand its impact. You have served Montgomery County faithfully with extraordinary leadership. Your public service strengthened our economy and the reputation of our government as efficient, effective, and devoted to serving our citizens. You have served on countless boards, contributing to dozens of causes to better our community and giving selflessly and generously to ensure their success. Mr. and Mrs. Kramer, you have been partners in so many aspects of your life, building your business, raising your family, supporting each other through your personal and public lives. Together you turned personal tragedy into a positive, generous, and selfless act to benefit others in perpetuity by establishing the Stephen Gary Kerman Memorial Scholarship Endowment, which the College Foundation awards to deserving Godelsky Institute students. It is my distinct and great pleasure to be able to recommend you both for this very distinguished honor. Thank you.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Maryland, I confer these honorary associate degrees of public service on Mrs. Betty Mae Kramer and the Honorable Sidney Kramer, who have with diligence and honor served Montgomery College and the greater Montgomery County community. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the President, the faculty, and staff, it is with our deepest gratitude that I award these degrees with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto. Congratulations, Betty Mae and Sid.
I'm deeply honored, and I wish to thank Dr. Perella and the Board of Trustees for this wonderful, wonderful gift. I want to congratulate each and every one of the graduates and to wish the very best to the students who are still continuing here at this marvelous institution. Thank you.
I would like to extend my gratitude to Dr. Perla and the board for having honored us both in this way. Our lives, Betty May and my own, have run parallel to the college in that our partnership started 47 years ago with our marriage. At that time, Betty May was a student at Wilson Teachers College in DC, and I was a clerk earning $75 a week. Because of the wonderful environment in this community, which you graduates now face, we were able to raise a family of 3 children and 8 grandchildren. We were able to build a partnership between us which was financially very successful. And it was all because this community, this state, this great country is such a wonderful environment in which to live. And I would hope that each of you here would, at the appropriate time, devote your attention to public service as we have. Betty May and I have attempted in a small way to make this community better for those who follow us. And I would hope that those of you in the graduating class today would follow the same pursuit. Again, thank you to all of you.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present Mrs. Marion Wright Edelman for the honorary degree of Associate of Arts in Public Service.
Mrs. Marion Wright Edelman, a distinguished public leader, as founder and president of the Children's Defense Fund. You have been an advocate for disadvantaged Americans for your entire professional career. Under your leadership, the Children's Defense Fund has become a national voice for children and families. A graduate of Spelman College, you began your career in the mid-60s. As the first black woman admitted to the Mississippi Bar, you directed the NAACP Legal Defense Fund office in Jackson, Mississippi. Then moving to Washington, D.C. in 1968, you became counsel for the Poor People's March that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. began organizing prior to his death. You also founded the Washington Research Project, a public interest law firm and the parent body of the Children's Defense Fund. For 2 years, you served as director of the Center for Law and Education at Harvard University, and in 1973, you founded the Children's Defense Fund. You are the recipient of numerous awards and honors. You count among them the Albert Schweitzer Humanitarian Prize and a MacArthur Foundation Fellowship. You honor us by being our speaker today, and it is our distinct pleasure to recommend you for this tribute of the Honorary Associate in Public Service.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Maryland, I confer this honorary associate degree of public service on Marion Wright Edelman, who has, with diligence and honor, served Montgomery College and the community. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the President, the faculty, and staff, it is with great gratitude and pleasure that I award this degree with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto. Congratulations. It is now my added privilege and honor to present to you Dr. Marian Wright Edelman, our featured speaker.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here with your governor and legislative leaders, with your presidents of the various colleges of Montgomery College, with your trustees and faculty, families, but most importantly, I'm delighted to be here with what I'm sure is the best graduating class in the history of Montgomery College. A colleague of mine at the Children's Defense Fund pulled from his wallet a frayed New York Times clip he has kept since 1968 to remind him why he does what he does. The clip showed a cute, round-faced 9-year-old from Concord, New Hampshire named Holly Harrell, whose faith in the future had been shattered by the deaths of Robert Kennedy and Dr. King. When interviewed about her outlook at Christmas time in 1968, she responded, "I don't believe what I used to believe, but I wish I could." I do too. Don't you wish every one of our children could believe in their parents, teachers, preachers, neighbors, and leaders to protect and provide them a healthy, fair, and moral start in life and safe passage to adulthood? Don't you wish they believed in themselves, in us, and in our founding creed that all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, because they saw it practiced more consistently in their daily lives? Don't you wish that we could believe our political leaders in both parties when they say they will not hurt children and are acting to protect children's futures rather than their own when they make crucial budget and policy decisions? Wouldn't many children feel more worthwhile and valuable and less alienated if more adults cared enough about them to protect them from health defects and illnesses we could prevent and treat, from neglect and abuse that we could alleviate, from poverty that the richest nation on earth really could eliminate if it wanted to, from ignorance and poor skills that good schools could eradicate, from death by guns that take one of our children's lives every hour and a half, and we are standing for it, and we could do a lot more to control those violent acts that take our children's lives too early. Wouldn't our children like to be protected from moral confusion and spiritual hollowness that drugs and drink and sex and possessions cannot fix, but that more love and better adult moral example, attention, and service might? And wouldn't you like to believe that we and our leaders would make sure that our personal and collective actions and decisions made it easier rather than harder for many of our children to grow up, and that our personal, business, and public policies and practices made it easier rather than harder for parents to support their families and to meet their children's needs? Wouldn't you like to believe that a people who committed to and succeeded in sending the first human to the moon, created an atomic bomb in 41 months during World War II, and led the world in health and information technology, could and would tackle and solve their children's problems with the same can-do verve and will? Well, I hope that this nation and each of us individually will make that commitment to stop the killing of children, to stop the preventable illnesses and diseases of our children, to see that every child gets that strong early start in life, And we can do something in many ways, but let's say that the first thing that each of us can do is to make a personal commitment that we are going to try to struggle and live what we preach. And particularly is this important for parents. We are the most important people in children's lives. So many children today are confused because so many adults talk right and do wrong. So I hope that each of us will try to think about how we can be good examples, because James Baldwin, the writer, was right when he said our children don't do what we tell them to do, they do what we do. So if we want to solve the problems of our children, let's adults solve our problems first. Second, as we try to live what we preach and to be good examples, I hope we will be a good example in serving others and being for something not just for ourselves. If we don't want our children to grow up selfish, then let's make sure they see us reaching out and helping somebody else. If we don't want our children to lie, then let's make sure that we are honest in our homes. And I hope in this time of racial divisions that we will not tell or laugh or tolerate jokes that attempt to demean any other human being on the basis of race or income or anything. Let's solve these problems. And let's make sure that when we serve other people's children that we are as respectful as we are of our own. I like to tell the story of little Teddy Stollard, which is a fictional story, but it's really very real, and I have met many children like Teddy. And it's so important that teachers and nurses and all of us who are social workers or technicians who come into contact with children realize what an impact we have. But Elizabeth Ballard was one school teacher. I'm told about one school teacher named Jean Thompson and this little boy, Teddy Stollard. And on the first day of school, Jean Thompson told all of her students, boys and girls, I love you all the same. But we know teachers sometimes lie. Little Teddy Stollard was a boy Jean Thompson really didn't like. He slouched in his chair and didn't pay attention. He wasn't always well dressed. He sometimes smelled. He was a terribly unattractive little boy. And teachers have records, and Jean Thompson had Teddy's. And in first grade, they said Teddy's is a good boy. He shows promise in his work and attitude, but he has a poor home situation. In second grade, the record said Teddy's a good boy, does what he's told, but he's too serious. His mother is terminally ill. Third grade, the record said Teddy's falling behind in his work, needs help. His mother died this year. His father shows no interest. In fourth grade, Teddy's record said he's in deep waters. He is in need of psychiatric help and is totally withdrawn. Christmas came and all the boys and girls brought Jean Thompson presents and put them on her desk, and Teddy came and he gave her a present. It was wrapped in a brown paper bag and held together with Scotch tape. And on it, scribbled in crayon, were the words for Miss Thompson from Teddy. All the children began to giggle because it was not in fancy wrapping paper, and at least Jean Thompson had the sense to hold up and says, isn't it very pretty? And she opened it up, and she found a rhinestone bracelet with some stones missing, and she put it on her arm. And she also found a bottle of cheap perfume that was almost empty, and she dabbled a little bit on her and said to the class, doesn't it smell lovely, and isn't this bracelet pretty? And the children took their cues from the teacher and agreed. At the end of the day, when all the children had left, Teddy hung around, and he came up to Miss Thompson's desk and said, Miss Thompson, all day long you smell just like my mother. And that was her bracelet, and it looked good on you too. And when she finished talking to Teddy and he left, she got down on her knees and she asked God to forgive her for the way she had mistreated and misjudged this child. And the next day when the children came, she was a different teacher. She was a teacher with a heart, and she cared for all the children, but especially Teddy. And by the end of that year, Teddy had caught up with everybody in the class, and then went on to succeed. And she got a letter several years later that said, "Miss Thompson, I'm graduating from high school. Wanted you to be the first to know, love, Teddy." 4 years later, she got another note saying, "Dear Miss Thompson, I wanted you to be the first to know the university hasn't been easy, but I liked it. Love, Teddy Stollert." And 4 years later, she got another note saying, "Dear Miss Thompson, as of today, I am Theodore J. Stollert, MD. How about that? Wanted you to be the first to know. I'm going to get married in July. My dad died. I hope you will come and sit where my mother sat, because you're all the family I have." There are millions of Teddy Stollerts all over our nation. Children we've given up on and often don't respect or give that extra helping hand. I hope that in whatever profession you choose and end up, that you will reach out and look at the children that you are serving and make sure that you treat them with sensitivity. You have such an enormous opportunity to touch a life for good. The third thing and final thing that we can do is to join together and stand up for our children and build a movement so strong that no child will be left behind in our nation. I am so grateful that over 250,000 people came to stand for children at the Lincoln Memorial last year. This year we are going to have an equal number stand for children in all 50 states in 500 events this June 1st, and we're going to stand for children on the internet. So tap into our Stand for Children website and take a virtual stand for healthy children in 1997. Our theme this year is giving every child a healthy start. That is so basic to education that that's something that we must commit and get done this year. Mrs. Rosa Parks and Rosie O'Donnell are co-chairing Stand for Healthy Children, and Mrs. Parks gave us her marching orders. She said, if I can sit down for children, if I can sit down for justice, you can stand up for children. So I hope we will all do that. I can't tell you what it's like to talk to parents who don't have health insurance, and one of our goals is to see that every child and every parent gets a chance to make sure that their children do get health coverage. Imagine being a family and your child has cancer and you don't have health insurance, and you have to beg and borrow and worry, in addition to this life-threatening illness, about whether your child's going to be able to get that next chemotherapy treatment. When my asthmatic child had a serious attack, I could take him right off to a pediatrician for treatment. But when a Texas mother's 11-year-old woke her up at 1 in the morning gasping, saying, "Mom, I can't breathe, my inhaler is broken," she had to struggle and think about her budget because her $8 an hour job didn't provide health coverage, and she struggled as she rushed her child in the car to decide whether to take that child to an emergency room or to try to take a chance at an all-night drugstore and hope that that medicine might work. For $88, she says, I was juggling with the life of my child. And my children tugged at their ears, and I would rush and get them treated immediately because I know that a child's repeated and painful ear infections can cause hearing losses. Yet countless children are sitting up in school today with undetected hearing problems, with undetected eye problems, not able to learn. They sit there frustrated and after a while drop out, and then we wonder why. No parent should have to worry about their children's health care, particularly when they work and play by the rules every day. There are 10 million uninsured children in America. 9 in 10 of those million live in working families with incomes between $15,000 and $50,000 a year. If you're poor enough, you can get Medicaid. If you're very wealthy and your employer doesn't provide health coverage, you can afford to pay for it. But if you're in that big middle, you can't. One of our goals this year is to see that that is a solvable problem, that solvable problem is solved, and that every one of our children gets health care. You read the paper this morning, And you saw that we lost round one of the Hatch-Kennedy fight to provide a bipartisan bill to ensure every child health coverage by paying for it with a 43-cent cigarette tax to raise $30 billion over 5 years. It would do $10 billion in deficit reduction and $20 billion in children's health. It would solve the problem of all 10 million uninsured children, and I mean 10 million. God didn't say only half of those 10 million were entitled to our health care. Every one of them is precious, and nobody would want their own child to be left behind. So I hope not only will we be able to get, and we are going to get that bill, because we think that our children's health is more important than smokers, and we want to make sure that our children don't begin to smoke, and so it will have a double public health effect. So I hope you will help us stand for healthy children this year and let us solve that crucial problem that we can do something about so that our children can get a healthy start and do well in school and be able to sit and achieve as you have done today. Let me end with a prayer for all of our children. For all children are sacred in God's sight, and we in America have got to stop this distinction between our children and other people's children. All children are sacred. So let's pray and stand for those children who like to be tickled, who stomp in puddles and ruin their new pants, who sneak popsicles before supper and can never find their shoes. But let's also pray and stand for those children who can't bound down the street in a new pair of sneakers, who never get dessert, who don't have any rooms to clean up, whose pictures aren't on anybody's dresser, and whose monsters are real. Let's pray and stand for children who spend all of their allowance before Tuesday, who throw tantrums in the grocery store and pick at their food, squirm in church and temple, and scream in the phone. But let's also stand and pray for those children whose nightmares come in the daytime, who'll eat anything, who've never seen a dentist, aren't spoiled by anybody, go to bed hungry in our rich land and cry themselves to sleep. Let's pray and let's stand and let's mobilize and vote for our children who want to be carried, but also for those children who must be carried. Let's pray and stand for those children whom we smother, and also for those children who don't ever get a second chance. Let's make sure we stand and speak for those children who will grab the hand of anybody who is kind enough to offer it. I hope as you go out into the world, into your next phase of your journey, that you will make sure that you give and offer a hand to some child, because if each of us does that, we will then begin to see a country realizing its creed and its potential, and we will see us begin to make sure that no child is left behind. Good luck and Godspeed to you.
Thank you, Dr. Edelman, for your inspirational remarks and for the work that you do for our nation's children. And thank you for the example that you set for us. For your work at the Children's Defense Fund is a legacy for our future. It is so important that the students of Montgomery College held events to raise their own contribution to the Children's Defense Fund in your honor. Mr. Mohammed Kohestani, 1997-98 student board member and president of the Germantown Student Government Association, presents this small contribution on behalf of the Montgomery College students. Dr. Charlene R. Nunley, Chief Administrative Officer of Montgomery College, will now present the graduates of the class of 1997, and President Robert E. Parilla will confer the degrees.
The Board of Trustees of Montgomery College awards the degrees and certificates to the graduates of Montgomery Community College. Dr. Robert E. Parilla, President of the college, will confer the degrees and certificates, and the Chairman of the Board, Mr. Michael Gilday, will award these recognitions on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Montgomery College. And now, the first ridiculous request of the morning. During the ceremonies which follow, I will ask you to withhold your applause until the last graduate has been recognized. Dr. Parilla, I am pleased to present the graduates of the 50th graduating class of Montgomery College. Graduates, will you please rise?
Mr. Gilday, on behalf of the college and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees in the state of Maryland, I confer the associate degree or the certificate as appropriate on those persons of the class of 1997 who have with diligence and honor fulfilled the requirements for the degree or the certificate. By the direction of their faculty, I commend them to you and recommend that their degrees and certificates be awarded with all of the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto.
Thank you, President Parilla. By the authority vested in the college by the state of Maryland, I herewith award the associate's degree or the certificate as appropriate with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto. Please be seated.
Will the members of the continuing education class of 1997 please come forward to receive their certificates?
Our first graduate is from the Department of Defense. She's also receiving a credit certificate, Lori G. Messinger.
Kevin Patrick Berry.
The next group of graduates is from the ACCA, the Air Conditioning Contractors of America, Hashmat Ali.
Kevin Patrick Berry.
Scott David Brown.
Timothy A. Colborn.
Michael Cunningham.
James Edward Evett.
Jerry Fry.
Danny Shane Hamblin.
Henry William Knoll.
Craig Eugene Prather.
William Michael Rucker.
Peter J. Zangardi.
The next group of graduates is from the University of Maryland. Kazam Ali.
Bong N. Ho.
Big John Lewis.
Scott A. Poor.
Kevin Charles Thomas.
The next group of graduates are from the National Institutes of Health. David Conrad Shepard.
Kenneth A. Smith.
James R. Stringfellow.
The next group of graduates is from Department of Defense, Fort Meade. Frederick J. Laug.
William E. Myers.
Mark A. Nicholson, who is also receiving a credit certificate.
Paul Randazzo III, who is also receiving a credit certificate.
Stanley M. Ratajak.
The next graduate is from the Internal Revenue Service. Andre P. Clough.
The final graduate is from the Technical Trades Program, Jeffrey Wheat. This concludes the continuing education portion of the ceremony. Thank you.
I'm done, though.
Will the members of the Germantown campus class of 1997 please come forward to receive their diplomas?
Sepade Gazai, honors and Phi Theta Kappa.
Trudy L. Hasselhout.
Joanne S. Adams, honors Phi Theta Kappa.
Tracy Babylon.
Josephine Olumisi Lalai, honors Phi Theta Kappa.
Christina M. Adams Byway, with honors.
Michelle Rosemary Balser.
Terrence Bolus.
Kofi Baywa, honors Phi Theta Kappa.
Natasha Romelda Jean Campbell.
Carlene Butt.
Patricia Sharon Cuellar, with honors.
Joanne Carey Vert, honors.
Jacqueline Hamilton, with honors.
Bing Chow.
Dylan Himmelfarb.
Damon J. Curtin.
David Joel Hostetter, with honors.
Tricia L. DeRosa, honors Phi Theta Kappa.
Heather Marie Johnson.
Sharon Ann Getzendanner, honors Phi Theta Kappa.
Amy Kabwasa.
Charlotta Glendenning, honors.
Alicia Kammerer.
Laura Groves.
Karen Konkaluski.
Cindy S. Holly, honors.
Jennifer Lyles with honors.
P. Yun Hung, honors.
Robert Roy Marcus.
Stephanie M. Johnson.
Aaron McDougall.
Constant N. Kabwasa, Jr.
Sharita Renee Morgan with honors.
Rosemary Lou Kohler, honors and Phi Theta Kappa.
Heather Leigh Myers.
Kofi Kwaku.
Martha Lynn Neveser.
Rosaline Abba McCauley.
Caroline Nielsen with honors, Phi Theta Kappa.
Joanne Frederick Mock.
Rosa Yvonne Perez.
Rachel Elizabeth Miller.
Richard Anderson Ramlaw.
Beverly Morton, honors.
Linda K. Reichard with honors.
Suzanne Walker Neal, honors.
Wendell Robert Renee.
Anita Lee Poston.
Herb Richardson with honors.
Monica E. Rager.
Joan M. Romano with honors, Phi Theta Kappa.
Marcia Reedus.
Deborah Russell.
Sonia Roden McAllister.
Alice Settle Raskin.
Jana Riggle.
Tina Marie Smith with honors.
Marjorie Elizabeth Rush, honors.
Rachel K. Sunderland with honors, Phi Theta Kappa.
Rob Short.
Sharon Andrea DeWeese Townsend.
Mary McCain Stevens, honors.
Tanya Volio.
William Matthew Sutton, honors.
Pamela Ann Wetzel.
Susan Hoyt Turnbull, honors Phi Theta Kappa.
Lance Wright.
Julie Ann Welsh.
Jones Chapel.
John Noel Wines, honors. Igor Goldman.
Patricia Wilson.
Will the members of the Rockville campus, class of 1997, please come forward to receive their diplomas?
Elena Afanaseva.
Linda Lee DeCamp, Board of Trustees Scholar and with honors.
Ursuline Alford.
Robert Parker Atkins.
Leslie Anderson.
Dilek Akar.
Sarah Lynn Arno, honors.
Karen Riskam Ambrose with honors.
Mahmoud Ba, honors.
Lindy Lou Amaracina with honors.
Roberta Barbado, honors.
Sege Asinafa with honors.
David Ian Berman, honors.
Andrea Barbado with honors.
James Blassingame.
Sulrun Bard.
Stella Bongo.
Jean Johannick Blackburn with honors.
Denise E. Flowers Brooks.
Anna Maria Iguinas.
Christine Page Burke.
Marlene Cutea.
Juan Cardenas, honors.
Manuel Cacho.
Violetta Chang, honors.
Tanzina Bashar with honors.
Margaret Lo Shen, honors.
Vanette Sophia Blunt.
Jonathan Samuel Cohen, honors.
Dolores A. Bonilla.
Alexandra Coutois, honors.
Anne Mahoney Benet with honors.
Diana Jean Davis.
Thomas Carley with honors.
Kathleen Dayton, honors.
Michael Nyankan Chia.
Tan Ha Do.
Brooke Janelle Cooley with honors.
Elizabeth Teresa Dilhoff.
Alexander Dubdo.
Wendy Edgar, honors.
Kathy Davis.
Castor Estrada, Jr.
Avril Douglas.
David Ferrara.
John L. Duckett.
Sandra Flynn.
Dawn Uri with honors.
Cliff Frazier.
Andrea Noronha Figueiredo.
Carl Furr, honors.
Kirk R. Fogarty.
Ru K. Aliha.
Nana Frimpong with honors.
Rukia Leah Chapman Gilbert.
Monica Marie Melendez
William-
Gant.
William Glazer.
Gonzalo Giardi with honors.
Victoria Joyce Green.
Gloria J. Gomez with honors.
Mauricio Gutierrez.
Phil Groven.
Satako Hagihara.
Henrik Gershwin de Gior.
William Anthony Hannigan.
Scott Hallam with honors.
Bernard Higgins II.
Stephanie Jo Heidemann with honors.
Dory Kaplan Hightower with honors.
Joyce Elaine Brock High.
Ben Gia Huang.
Eric Houston.
Edward Huang.
McKinley Hudson Jr.
Carol Corinne Huff.
Lian Khan Huynh.
Moha Chi Eshvun.
Dawn M. James with honors.
Nicole Jarat.
Ella Gant Johnson with honors.
Jennifer Louise Johnstone.
Joan Colette Jupiter.
Tina Marie Ankers Kaufman, honors.
Manzu Khatun.
Josephine Kilgallen, honors.
Isberga Kim.
Kyung Hee Kim, honors.
Ryan Hee Kim with honors.
Dorothy Knapp, honors.
Monique Koppel with honors.
Sherry Lung.
Yihing Lam with honors.
Faith S. Gardner Luck, honors.
Hai Ying Lee.
Enne Lanita Lu Solo.
William Mackley.
Dale Louise Meyerly, honors.
Jeffrey A. Marshall.
Asenet Mari Nashio, honors.
Han Lin Maung.
Anthony Macion.
Terry Miller.
Grace L. McKenna.
Rosa Margarita Moreno.
Ed Nielsen Moreau.
Lee Hong Nguyen with honors.
Mylon T. Nguyen, honors.
Nung Hoa Nguyen with honors.
Tien Min Yen, honors.
Veet Hoe Nguyen.
Yen Nguyen.
Susan Nema.
Jermaine Bowen Okoro.
Georgina A. Oladokun. Sorry.
Alessandro J. Olimpo II.
Pamela Daniel Olagis.
Paula Olsovsky with honors.
George M. Palmero.
Carlos E. Patino.
Andrew Michael Payne.
Diana Trude Pedley, honors.
Yolando Rodriguez Perez.
Wang Pham, honors.
Mei Huang Pham.
Tram Pham, honors.
Tao Fan with honors.
Melanie Powell, honors.
Carolina Caninos with honors.
Francisco Quispe.
Jennifer Renee Rich.
Keith Michael Reinheimer.
Letitia Medina Salamanca.
Gue Gabele Gervais Romer.
Michelle Mansour Rodrigo with honors.
Jonalie Schickler, honors.
Debbie Shapiro.
Amy Charette. honors.
Veronica Shepard with honors.
Young Sil Shin.
Bintu Silla.
Saranga Silva.
Celeste Ganozi Smith.
Eric David Smith.
Fernanda Suarez with honors.
Mark Allen Stanchik.
Russell Stamper.
Judy Younce Sylvester.
Kay Stansberry.
Anne Marie Kathleen Thomas. Carolyn Titus. An Hong Tron with honors.
Vanessa Lynn Strunk.
Eli Trong.
Jay Taylor.
Joy Furman Virden, honors.
Maria Rosa Thomas.
Na Ti Vo.
Christy Toby Sforza with honors.
Ma Chuhua Gloria Wong, honors.
Tracy Tron.
James Wee, honors. William Weagle Jr., honors.
Francisco Xavier Vanegas.
Sean Chun Wu, honors.
Nya Tun Vo.
Leah Ping Yen.
L. Pamela Walton.
Roger Zambo.
Sarah Elizabeth Weaver.
Craig Wynn, honors.
Joanne Marie West.
Roger Dean Dye, honors.
Natalie Ann Wood. Henok Zwade. Stephen Ziegler. Kareem Belangdam. Gabby Camacho. Elizabeth Homer. Ted O'Donnell with honors. Torquay Young.
Will the members of the Tacoma Park campus, class of 1997, please come forward to receive their diplomas?
This is going to be over.
Over there.
Rebecca Sue Wareham, Associate of Science Nursing, Honors, Board of Trustees Scholar.
Adriana Abdon, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology, Honors and Phi Theta Kappa.
Riyad Bobby Abdallah, Associate of Arts, Radiologic Technology.
Jamoki Catherine Akimfa, Associate of Arts, General Management.
Lynn Mallory Ansara, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Sharon Anderson, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Catherine B. Ade Minsa, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Sahle Amsalu, Associate of Arts, Medical Lab Technician.
Simonette Hinavi Azu, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Kenny Barajas, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Inna Bark, General Studies.
Kimberly Barrick, Associate of Science, Nursing and Honors.
Joanne Bartholomew, Associate of Nurse Science, Nursing.
Kathleen Bice, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Sahin Bishar, Associate of Science, Business Administration.
Tiffany Bonds, Associate of Science.
Bruce Alexander Bingham, Associate of Science, General Studies.
Man Min Kao, Associate of Arts, Engineering, Honors, and Phi Theta Kappa.
Erica J. Boykins, Associate of Science, General Studies.
Anna Maria Cavan, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Stephen Anthony Bremer, Associate of Science, Business Administration.
Susan Isabel Chambers, Associate of Arts, Business Administration.
Tammy Lynn Brody, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Sige Chumba, Associate of Arts, Information Systems.
Bevan Lacey Kaywood, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa.
Brenda J. Costello, Associate of Science, Nursing.
J. Elizabeth Cesar, Associate of Arts, Pre-Pharmacy.
Eka Tarini Dakulas, Associate of Applied Science, Diagnostic Medical Sonography.
Priska Wangechi Siande, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Ping Zhang, Interior Design.
Walter William Cruz, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology, Honors.
Mary G. Davis, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors.
Roya Dorabi, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology.
Michael Scott Dombrowski, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Marie Cecily Tianting Indon, Associate of Arts, Early Childhood Education.
Gloria Chinyota Eliono, Associate of Applied Science, Diagnostic Medical Sonography.
Diane Elaine Doler, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Christy Catherine Ferry, Associate of Applied Science and Certificate, Health Information Technology.
Michelle I. Felsenberg, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant, Honors.
Juliet Laverne Dunnington, Associate of Applied Science, Medical Lab Technician.
John Thomas Dunn, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Dorothy B. Foster, Certificate, Computer Applications.
Yvonne Oyadega Fasucci, General Studies.
Aaron Noel Fultz, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors.
Tammy Lynn Forth, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Napi Grasser, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Labaga Franquio, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors.
Joseph Hallowell, Associate of Applied Science, Mental Health Associate, Honors.
Lynette Michelle Gardner, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Diane Grace Hearn, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Margaret Amelia Garrison, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors.
Delmar Janet Henry, Associate of Applied Science, Health Information Technology.
Abnet Ali, Associate of Arts, Medical Laboratory Technology, Honors.
Shirley Barbara Holland, Associate of Applied Science, Diagnostic Medical Sonography.
Mary Beth Amodo, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Jenny Hua, Associate of Arts, Information Systems.
Tammy Laurel Harris, Associate of Applied Science, Early Childhood Education, Honors.
Rachel Miriam Irish, Associate of Arts, General Studies, Honors.
Jean Barbara Harad, Associate of Arts, General Management.
Donna Nicole Ilgenfritz Matthews, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapy Assistant.
Heather Marie Heininen, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant.
Michael Encom Iluana, Associate of Arts, Information Systems.
Carol Ann Honeycutt, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant, Honors.
Carmen Johnson, Associate of Arts, Mental Health.
Helen K. Hughes, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa.
Brian Keys, Associate of Arts, Information Systems.
Daphne F. Jones, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant, Honors.
Ramon Canuco, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Denga Kaje, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa.
Catherine P. Keach, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Thomas Paul Lewis, Associate of Science, Associate of Arts, Computer Applications.
Michelle Renee Liotta, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors.
Karen Amber Clausen, Associate of Arts, General Studies, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa.
Barbara Ann Thompson, Associate of Applied Science, Health Information Technology.
Elaine Teresa Kirchhoff, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant, Honors.
Gila Kiani, Associate of Arts, Medical Lab Technician.
Verna V. LaFleur, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Shu Cheng Liu, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors.
Minna Laco, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant, Honors.
Salvatore Angelo Lombardi, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Hulda Vanita Mallory Lachinsing, Associate of Arts, Business Administration.
Van Jia Lu, Associate of Arts, Business Administration.
Genevieve Laguerre, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors.
Modesta Makani, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Susan Jacqueline Lanos, Associate of Arts, Business Administration.
Rupel Emmanuel Marshall, Associate of Arts, Paralegal Studies, Honors and Phi Theta Kappa.
Christine Lee, Associate of Applied Science and Certificate, Health Information Technology.
Stacy Abiola Matthews, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Naturel Lunga, Associate of Arts, Paralegal Studies.
Simin Marvi, Associate of Applied Science and Certificate, Health Information Technology.
Elaine Monas Locus, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors.
Lorna McFarlane Walker, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Lorraine Chandra Martson, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant.
Dasleen C. Milner, Associate of Arts, Business Administration.
Sally Edmonds Porter Martin, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa.
Luis Rene Munoz Gonzalez, Associate of Arts, Business Administration.
Diana McAlpin, Associate of Arts, Business Administration, Honors.
Susan Louise Molstaff, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Erica Kristen Meckling, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant.
Bak Tui Nguyen, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology.
Rain Nolan Morris, Associate of Arts, Business Administration.
Mi Wei T. Nguyen, Associate of Applied Science, Diagnostic Medical Sonography, Honors and Phi Theta Kappa.
Patience Morrison, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Eileen Orangi, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Patricia Jane Muir, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa.
Kweku Obang, Associate of Arts, Pre-Medicine, Honors.
Lisa Denise Nugent, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Velda Debo Zams, Associate of Applied Science, Mental Health Associate.
Kathleen M. Owell, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa.
Susan Onuha, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology.
Anne O. Ogunde, Associate of Arts, Business Administration, honors.
Pamela Margaret Parker, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Omiego O. Oja Mielem, Information Systems.
Maddie Powell, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Inderpeep Pawa, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Zoditu Ramet, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Dean Scott Anthony Panton, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Lisa Gibbs Ray, Associate of Applied Science, Diagnostic Medical Sonography, Honors in Phi Theta Kappa.
Posey J. Pakar, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology, Honors.
Richard Ba, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology.
Mitchell Irk Pollen, Certificate, Paralegal Studies.
Cheryl Ruth Cator Ricketts, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Esther Quinn, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Clayton Rogers, Associate of Arts, Paralegal Studies, Phi Theta Kappa, and Honors.
Taneye Ramet, Associate of Arts, Business Administration.
Eugene D. Rudd, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapy Assistant, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa.
Janet Cecile Uratagan, Associate of Arts and Certificate, Health Information Technology.
Maria Peggy Asen Sese, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology, Honors.
Eddie Patrick Raymond, Associate of Arts, Business Administration, Honors.
Elizabeth Spotlow, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors.
Malfina M. Robinson, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Amy Vanessa Sweer, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Michelle Mansour Rodrigo, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Amarech Tadessa, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Jeanette B. Rubaki, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa.
Braulio Cortez Trinidad, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Marisha Patrice Saunders, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Armand Allen Taheri, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology.
Tasneen Simmons, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Diane P. Tedesco, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Renee Stephanie Schluter, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant, Honors.
Corrine Tracy Grosvenor, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Jean M. Sejour, Certificate, Building Trades Technology.
Twilan Ben Tran, Associate of Arts, Pre-Pharmacy, Honors, and Phi Theta Kappa.
Rita Yvette Smith, Associate of Arts, Business Administration, Honors.
James Barry Verpolo, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Anne Camille Street, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors.
Elijah N. Walker, Jr., Associate of Arts, General Studies.
LaDonna Moore Sutherland, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Karen Brian Walker, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Rosa A. Tami, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Ray W. Walton, Jr., Associate of Science, Medical Laboratory Technician.
Hyacinth Andrea Todd, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Saran C. Williams, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Elizabeth Winston Tordella, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors.
Dwayne Wynn, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Deanna Lynn Tucker, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant, Honors.
Carol Jeanette Williams, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Michelle Yvonne Washington, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Chandra Anita Wright, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology.
Janet Katzenlin Bogan, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Nora Yaya, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Zara Zarabian, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology, Honors.
Nancy Ogorji, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Tina L. Dupuy, Associate of Applied Science, Health Information Technology.
Helene Powell, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Rachel Susan Yanklowitz, Associate of Science, Nursing.
Seema Atifat Izadi, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology. Christiana Ibiabella, Associate of Science, Nursing, Honors, our final graduate from the Tacoma Park campus.
Mr. Stacy Wood, President of the Montgomery College Alumni Association, will now induct the graduates into the Alumni Association.
Thank you, Professor Irie. Will the graduates of the 1997 class of Montgomery College please rise? The Montgomery College Alumni Association congratulates you on your graduation from Montgomery College and wishes you all the best in your future endeavors. It is a proud moment for all of us in the college community as you go forth to take on new roles in society. When you chose to come to Montgomery College, you took the first step in a lifetime relationship with the college. Although today you are ending one phase of that relationship, you are beginning another as you join thousands of alumni of this great institution. Wherever you go in this country, or indeed in the world, you can find Montgomery College alumni with whom you share a common bond. The MC Alumni Association mission is to establish, encourage, and maintain a mutually beneficial relationship between the college and its alumni. MC's Alumni Association is a vehicle through which worthwhile and beneficial goals are accomplished. Today, it is my privilege and pleasure as the president of the Montgomery College Alumni Association to induct you as members of the association and hope that you will maintain your precious ties to Montgomery College through this Alumni Association membership and through the alumni office. I also hope that as you the class of 1997 scatter throughout the country and the world, pursue further education or begin your careers, you will choose to affiliate yourselves with your fellow alumni of Montgomery College. I therefore formally welcome you into the Montgomery College Alumni Association and confer upon you all the rights and privileges of membership. In honor of the college's 50th anniversary, the Alumni Association is presenting you with a 50th anniversary pin to symbolize your personal achievement and the institution's academic success. Once again, I would like to say congratulations and welcome to the society. Thank you.
Can we have a standing ovation for the class of 1997, please? My thanks to the audience for joining us today, and our particular thanks to the speakers who join us on the platform. I am pleased to invite all of you to share the refreshments following the commencement. Now, will the audience please rise for the benediction by Mr. George E. Hackey, Jr., and remain standing for the recessional. Mr. Hackey is in the Community Relations Unit of the Montgomery County Department of Police and pastor of Sharp Street United Methodist Church.
Almighty God, embrace us all gathered here today with your eternal wisdom and power. We thank you for all the blessings you have bestowed upon us. We thank you for the joy in our hearts on this special occasion. We thank you for the graduates for their Herculean efforts in accomplishing their goals. Heavenly Father, guide, direct, and protect them, and send them forth as lights in this world. We thank you for their families and for their monumental support. And as we go forth this day, pour out your love upon all of us, and teach us to be kinder, more caring, and more loving people. And let us show each other the love that you have shown us. And we ask that you give us your peace now and forevermore. These things we ask in your precious name. Amen.